particles.
About to witness the awesome, crushing might of the Eugene S show. Stomper! This is version. Oh, I'm dizzy. 3, 2 of the Eugene S. Robinson show, Stomper. I understand there were problems with the audio last week. What can I do? My hands are tied. Not really, figuratively tied. Good. On 320, now I'm doing the show. Right now, sung-in by Clark Riley as he has every single week since 2007. Every single week since 2007. The song is called In Your Own Nothing. As you well know, the band is called Stigmata from their record Calling of the Just. Still available from Revelation Records in Huntington Beach, California. Where they hit your car with a hammer. At the nightclub and run your mayor pro tem out of town on a rail to open up a substandard restaurant in Central Florida. Good. Well, yeah, I'm back in America, so you figure it out. But let's listen to Bob sing us in. He said, well, did he well?
I'm on my way back nowhere. I took my time, but I could not see too clear.
But I'm taking a real good look at you. I'm taking a real good look at your face.
I'm on my way back to damn far.
Sophia's been back and forth always. Nothing. Yeah, there we go. Now we stop the music. Okay. And Mr. Robinson, what's new with you, Mr. Robinson? Well, I got a haircut. That's right. I'm looking at your... Oh, JW's on time today. Well, what is time? Time is a fungible concept, right? Fungible, frangible, mutable. Could mean anything. You're here at the top of the hour. That's all we need to know. So here we are. It is Sunday, July 14th. Former president's been shot at. It's funny. You ever been shot yourself? And the day after you were shot, did you show up without any bandages on? Oh, it just nicked him. Listen, let me tell you something. Well, we'll get into that in a bit. Let's just go back in time. Last time we talked, for those of you who care about such like things, I was in, I don't even know where I was. I know I was in Basque country. I don't know the name of the town specifically. Yeah. Oxbow is gone. Yep. We'll get into that. I'm shocked that you only now found out because the Substack from not this week, but last week called it. And then later on in the week, there was a statement from the rest of the band confirming what I've said. Oxbow is no more until further notice, if at all. So we'll get to the shooting thing in a second. Let's just go back. I was in Basque country. And there's a phenomenal history of Basque country. I did a lot of phenomenal things when I was there. I went by Simon Bolivar's family's house, where his mother and father lived. Yes, the guy who created like Bolivia, Venezuela, I guess. Who knows? He lived there. And then I went by the place where the parents of the guy who started the Jesuits where he was born. I go, when was this guy born? They're like 1629. The house is still standing. I don't know what you got to say about the Jesuits, but if the house is still standing, I guess they did that one thing. Jimmy Castor, there you go. I'll clear it up. That stuff will get cleared up on this show. So that's where I was. What was I doing there? Well, Ondaroa is the nearest town that I was at. Also, the pronunciation. Listen, the Basque language is unlike any other language on the face of the earth. It's not connected to any other language on the face of the earth. Like all the Romance languages, you have a whole bunch of phonetics, Slavic languages, a whole bunch. Basque language stands alone. So let's see. Mendacia. It was somewhere between Mendacia and Andorra. I wish I had some of it written down. And I was there specifically to film videos for Buñuel. Buñuel has a record coming out in September called Mansitude. It's a double album set. I don't have a copy of it here. It's a double album set. Overdrive is a record label from Milan that's putting it out overseas. In America, it's being put out by Skin Graft. It's like actually a phenomenal record. And so, I would just say it was a record if it was just a record. It is. I listened to some of the stuff that we made videos for. It's phenomenal. I think you'll enjoy it. It comes out September, and we'll tour on it subsequent to that. Also in November, this is coming out. Doesn't it look like a tampon commercial? Man, Gene, 101 atomic terms and what they mean. And inside, it's produced by Alex Bues. Bues used to be in that free jazz band called 1617. Inside, that's what it looks like inside. You're the first ones to ever see this outside of me. The record label was very ginger. They didn't want to give me this copy because they were afraid that I would show it around the people. That's me with hair and smoke. So that comes out in November. I was filming the videos there. But even more importantly, I was regaining my sense of sanity. And I had, much like when I went with Federico Lapenda and all these Brazilians to the World Vale-Tudo Championship in St. Petersburg, Russia in 1999 or 2000, the world's only no-holds-barred competition at the time. The guy giving the pre-fight instructions would say stuff like, you can bite if you want and gouge if you want, but what does it prove? It was actually nobody bit and nobody gouged, but we don't have a rule set. The ref is only there to keep somebody from getting killed. And so it was as a result. But anything that would have flipped me out, me a New Yorker, stressed to the max, I watched it roll off these Brazilian shoulders. And when I came back from St. Petersburg, I was inspired. I said, their worldview has got to be my worldview. I just got to go with it. I just got to roll with stuff. And it lasted. That frame of mind, I was easy for 8 months. And one day, an errant, somebody cut me off in traffic on the freeway, boop, snapped, and the New Yorker was back. So I come back from Spain. I was there longer than I expected because the Oxbow tour got canceled 4 or 5 shows from the end, which means the Clisson Hellfest, 20,000 people there, and we would have played with Metallica, was canceled. Think of the number of merch I would sell, it was canceled. And I've been circumspect in both of the Substacks when I talk about it, because it's not my problem to be. I don't know. An allegation was made concerning Nico Wenner, guitar player, and co-producer of the new record that is unreleased, Follow Me Now in Merry Measure, and it's not my allegation to discuss. And I think he made that point to me, and I think that's a reasonable point to be made, because I don't know who's right and who's wrong. I just know, like Dr. Dre said, if you're uncomfortable at the party, you got to leave the party. He subsequently gave speeches about solidarity, and this is not every man for himself. And I said, you're exactly right. My actions and activities are very directed toward saving the band, or at least the band's legacy. So I waited and waited and waited. A statement wasn't forthcoming from the accused, so I released the Substack #1 of last week. Subsequent to that, he released a statement where he identified that the accusation was against him, and therefore he was the accused. Now, it could be bullshit what he's charged with. And again, it hasn't entered a court of law, so it's not an official charge. It could be spurious. I don't know. But I have to act like it's not. If there was a possibility, man, I think Eugene killed that guy. You go, nah, Eugene. Hey, we're going to go shooting, me and Eugene. You think that's a good idea? You'd probably say, you know what? Until this washes out, let's stay away from guns and Eugene, right? It's the same sort of thing. It's the same sort of thing. I gotta go. But more importantly, what happened is I didn't count on the fact that I said I can't stay in Geneva because it's too expensive. So I'm going to go to Spain a little bit early because I can get a hotel room there for $53 a night, and it's not a complete dump, and I can stay. And then I didn't count on the fact that, like Travis Bickle said, and this ties into later topics, see, I plan these things. It's like a raga. It comes up again. It's a leitmotif. Like Travis Bickle says, I was immersed and mired in morbid self-attentions. I didn't count on that. Sitting in the hotel, and I stayed as if it was Los Amigos Beach Club. Sounds pretty jolly, right? But I didn't go to that tourist stuff. British, Dutch, and Irish tourists singing songs by Spandau Ballet, karaoke songs. 2 a.m, not my trip. Stay at the hotel room, talk to the wife and the kid once a day to make sure I had some sense of why I'm doing this, and felt miserable beyond miserable. So it was nice to finally get to Basque Country and to get with the members of Buñuel, where they're the sanest, most healthy, well-adjusted people I've ever met in my entire life. And I feel like the elephant man when I'm around them. Like I pretty much have to dummy up. One, they speak like 5 or 6 different languages, only one of which is English. But pretty much anything out of my mouth just sounds like, and I was like, we're sitting there having dinner and the door is open. And I keep eating. I'm looking at the door, eating, looking at the door, feeling for where I usually keep my gun, eating. And I finally had to say, man, I can't tell you what a toll this is taking on me. He goes, what? And I said, why? And they looked at me like, my God, we're here for you, Eugene. We're here to help you. You know, the likelihood of somebody walking through that door and murdering all of us because the door is open is like 0.1. And I go, yes, and yet not 0. So yeah, I realize I'm probably pushing it, but let's not go nuts. Everybody's going, you don't need guns in Mijas, Spain, where you're moving to. And when I'm in Spain, I read a newspaper article about 3 Moroccans who shot a guy who tried to prevent them from kidnapping his teenage daughter. Yeah. So yeah, we're figuring out a way to get the guns to Mijas. So tell me, it's perfectly safe here. There's no crime. People equal problems. Like Stalin said, equal crime. Forget it. Stay armed. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. So there I am, and I wake up and I can hear the ocean going, right? It's a beach, like a beach house. You're gonna climb down the cliffs, and I went swimming in the water, and I just started thinking, like I said in the Substack today, I started thinking, you know what, man, you know, I mean, given the tone and the timbre of our political social discourse today, he probably could have he could have stabbed somebody, and it would be easier to bounce back with than what he's been accused of. I won't answer any questions regarding actually what he was accused of. Again, it's not my accusation to discuss. In this day and age, Joe, it's super problematical. So I was mired in depression when I get there. The filmmaker, the Irish filmmaker who lived in London, who moved to Norway, he had decided he was going to fly into Bilbao, find me, and have some last few interviews to tie it up. He knew nothing about what happened. Didn't read the Substack, didn't know. He shows up and I say, I probably should let him know before he left. I said, I need to tell you. And I told him pretty much what was said in the Substack, and the guy just hung his head. And it was clear to me that he had centered his whole movie around what he thought was a creative genius of Nico Winter. And I said, you understand, Nico's a musical genius. But the narrative, all of the song titles, all of the lyrics, the narrative underpinning is all mine. And your movie, you do what you want with it. You should have spent more time talking to me, and you wouldn't have had a movie that's in the crapper. And of course, he starts to admit to me, he goes, yeah, I thought it was really strange. In some of the interviews I did with Nico, he was talking about, and then we had that woman come in to do the photography, and I was getting these weird vibes. And then I was like, look, I know, yeah, Spain won the Euro Cup. I was there. People were like going nuts even when I was there. So he had to kind of turn his whole movie around, and he came back 2 days. So what did I do when I was in Basque Country? I did 3 photo shoots. I did 2 long interviews to try to help this guy fix his movie, and I did 3 videos, 3 music videos. It was supposed to be 4. I just didn't get to it. My attitude is do it and then relax. Very Italian attitude is relax and then do it, which I like. So by the time I finally left, which was yesterday, and I keep in mind, I got in yesterday and I woke up at 2 a.m. and couldn't go back to sleep. So I just stayed awake. Consequently, I'm super fucking tired now. Super, super tired right now. It's all right. I'll sleep tonight. However, so I realized, there are worse things. I got 8 Genius records and 36. It's like the guy who gets offered £7 for his life story. And he's like, £7? Yeah, they made millions of it. £7? And he's like, well, think of it. I didn't really have £7. £7. Like 36 years. 36 years. 36 years. 36 years of goodness. How many bands could claim that? How many personnel changes we have? We started the band with 2 drummers, Tom Dobroff and Greg Davis. Ended up with Greg Davis. We have a pretty stable membership. 8 Genius records, a record of steady accomplishment over the years. And this last tour before I got shit canned was fantastic. Playing to 4,000 or 5,000 people every night with Mr. Bungle were great. The shows that we did by ourselves weren't even that bad. Of course, that I can't. The shots was that the shot you can't miss the shots you don't take. Okay, we didn't take didn't get the Metallica shot, but whatever. But I'm like when I came back from St. Petersburg after approximately I got there on the 4th and then left on the 13th. 9 days on the beach in Basque Country, eating great fish. And you know what? I just can't. I can't get excited about it. I just can't. I can't get worried. I can't get upset. I just can't. I had a good run. Respect. Move on. Of course, this is all overshadowed by I pick up the paper and what happens on the return? Oh, the former President Trump is shot. And right away, he's created such an environment of paranoia and disbelief. I was like, nah. Didn't buy it from the beginning. Now, I know a guy who was shot. He's dead now. But he wasn't dead from the shooting. He was shot. And I said, at one point, what did the guy who shot you do after he shot you? He goes, he did a victory dance like he'd scored a touchdown. That seemed inappropriate to me, but it's kind of what happened. I don't know. This is a 2 of a Eugene S showstopper. It's gotten very quiet. Maybe the kids fall asleep right now, so I will not scream. Take care of yourselves. Try not to die. And like my Navy corpsman medic friend said, get your arms work, get your legs work, see, hear, breathe. Got your nuts. Your family still works, loves you. You love them. They care about you. You don't have any problems. Get difficulties. Embrace it. Move on. Shoulder your burden without complaint. Good luck to you. See you soon. Read that Substack. Pass it to somebody. Sign up. Help me out. We'll talk to you soon. Look what you made me do. Don't die, buddy. Don't die.